Hey, YouTube, this is Evie speaking. I am actually going to start my own video series of Norse paganism as well as sacred seeds. I am just so inspired by what she has to say about it, just as much as what I believe about Norse paganism. My viewpoints is going to be a little bit different angle than hers is. I really admire her views of Norse paganism. It actually makes, to me, it makes just as much sense as what I believe. So it really is amazing. I'm so glad that she's finally coming out to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about mine. Excuse me. I have, it's the air and it's autumn. And my throat is kind of that not so good. But I want to talk about Yggdrasil and the beginning and Valhalla and Midgard and Helheim and all everything in between about Norse paganism, to the gods, goddesses, even to the elves and to the dwarves and to my ruin practice. I do practice with my ruins, and my ruins are a big part of my Norse pagan ways and my Norse pagan practice. And I'll explain what those practices are. I am probably going to stay away from the books and the recommendation books of Norse paganism and just stay strictly on to what's my path. And I'll send links down below of what Sacred Seed picked out for her books as far as Norse paganism goes. I do have a book behind me that's sort of kind of there, so hold on one second. I've been chomping at this book at the bits on my downtime, but I've been having a hard time having downtime with these two kids in the background. And this one is by Stephen Flowers or Edred Thorson. He's all the same person, but it's a wonderful book about grimoires, northern grimoires, and just already as a review, this is kind of where I left off. This first half is completely about the history in Iceland and how grimoires stayed in practice. Some of it kind of repeats itself a little bit much. His point is kind of repeated too much, I think, in the history. Like, he keeps going back to the same topic and keep talking about the same topic again. But other than that, I think this book is a really good book on the symbols of the Icelandic grimoires. So I highly recommend this book, and it's like $10 on Amazon or $11 on Amazon. And it really gets you some juicy details about doing some magic work and spell work with your own symbol magic or grimoire magic. And I am so excited to start working with grimoires in my practice. And that's the only book that I know of that, and he has written other books about grimoire, the Gedra book, how do you pronounce it? Galdra book. He actually has a book, Galdra book of, I think of something similar too on Amazon, which is on my wish list to read next. But he is a good source for that kind of not esoteric, but he's that pagan. He's a very good resource for actually pagan practice, I should say, like ruin practice, symbol practice, northern solitary practitioner practice. And it's just so, it's such a great resource to have out there. And that's probably going to be part of my, so that's my only book recommendation, just to kind of get an idea of what the magic is all about, I should say. I thought it was interesting because in the Celtic books, I have a lot of Celtic books too, as well as I am Norse Pagan, but in the Celtic books, they spell magic with a M-A-J-I-C-K, or just my I-K, I think. And here in the book that he has written, he just writes magic as we see as magic. So it's interesting. It's really different and very interesting to see how it's different. Apples to oranges and potato. So that is something I'm going to start on my channel as well, is just exploring Norse paganism and talking to all of you. And just let you know the dummiest proof that I can, because I feel like that a lot of it is very complex and it just kind of goes over people's heads a lot. And I'm just trying to do my way of explaining it, the dummy version, to somebody else. So, Norse Pagans for Dummies, maybe not my titles, but I'll probably just call it Norse Paganism series. There you go. And I hope that I see you all on my journey.